Alright, so this is my new head unit, Android head unit. It's Nakamichi Nam5210-AX. This is the 10.1 inch version. Um, so as you can see, I have here my previous Chinese no brand Android head unit. It was a complete waste of money, and I had been using it for the past 1 year, and I had a lot of issues. The radio wasn't working properly. I was switching in between channels, and the unit was very slow. So one thing that I didn't find is a proper video um, to educate, to get information on where to buy a proper Android device and what to look out for. So I hope this video helps for you to choose if you are a first time buyer or you want to change your current Android head unit. I hope this gives you some perspective, because I have been using my new device, the new NAM 5210AX, for about 3 months. I'm really pleased with the performance, and the price is, I got this installed uh, by Brothers Factory Outlet in Shalam. They have different outlets. I will include this in the description, so if you are interested, you can go ahead and check it out. The price, I think I got this installed with everything included for about $1,000. um, so yeah, it was a pretty good deal, because in the other hand, if you take this device, I spent almost about 2k, and yes, it was a complete waste of time and money. So talking about this unit, it comes with a 14 band DSP equalizer, Wi-Fi, pretty standard stuff, mirror link, touchscreen, blah blah blah, and then you have the 1080p full HD display. The display is really good. It's an IPS display, and more importantly, it comes with 32 GB of storage space and 2 GB of RAM, and also two dual USB ports. So that's about it, and it doesn't have any inbuilt SIM or phone feature, so you will have to tether using your own personal phone when it comes to providing internet access. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. um, this comes also with user manual. It's pretty standard stuff, and also it gives you an overview of the functions. You can also find uh, a soft version, or rather it's something like an app where you get in the unit itself, so you can refer that as well. So some technical details, so I didn't fix it myself, because I'm not very expert in the car wiring, so I didn't take a chance, and I got it installed by the professionals, because I didn't want to take a risk, because my car is a new one, and it sometimes affects the warranty if you do a wrong wiring or mess up with the wiring. Okay, without further ado, let's check out the features that it offers, and do stay tuned, because I really hope that this will give you a good perspective if you are planning to buy a Android head unit. And despite maybe before you jump into buying, like me, I was pretty excited back then, and I just wasted my money, and I regret it. So don't be like that. So do some market research, and do your background search, because this one is a good brand. You say it's since 1948, so it's a well established brand, Nakamichi, and their products are really good and well known for. So yeah, this is a good option if you wanted to go ahead and buy. So let's get into the review. Okay, so this is the interface that you get once the device boots up. It's pretty sleek and simple. You have the radio, easy connect, and then Bluetooth. Then you have your navigation here, Waze, and then the radio, and you can go to the applications here. So you will be able to download your application. So I have here Spotify. I don't use Netflix, but it did come with the Netflix, I believe. Then yeah, so you also have the maps, and yes, and that's about it. So this player comes with Android 9. I will show you. So here it says Android 9. And another good thing about this player is that you should get, or you have the capability to upgrade this. So the manufacturer Nakamichi has given a feature. So this says it's up to date. So hopefully we'll get some updates in future. Yeah, then go back. Okay, it's pretty much like using your Android phone, except for a few additional features like the reverse cam. Yeah, so you have the radio here, so you can.
Malaysia is proud to be the first economy to host.
This is the FM range, and I also noticed that it has some AM, so it was a pleasant surprise, because AM is not being used widely and is kind of dying nowadays. But if you are an 80s kid, you probably know about the AM frequency. I think there were few channels that really. So with the AM, that you can get long range radio signals broadcasted from maybe some other countries. Okay, that's about it. The radio works perfectly well. Then you have the music. It's pretty much like an Android device. Apart from that, you have. Okay, let me show you the navigation. So this is Waze. So it takes so once the Waze is booted up, it takes about, I would say, about 30 seconds. So I will do a timer later on. So yeah, you can, these are the preset ones. So one thing that I noticed is that if you are connected to where Wi-Fi, it seems a bit slow. So as a workaround, what I did was I connected through USB port and tethered through USB tethering. Yep, so that's that. And the other thing is, you can always integrate your Spotify with Waze. I found it working quite well, because so let me go to Waze. So as you can see, you can integrate it with the Spotify, and it works perfectly well, and I've been using it. It's a good feature. So that out of the way, you also have YouTube, if you want to listen to anything on YouTube. Yeah, it works perfectly well. So this is my previous video on the Xiaomi air pump. Please do check out if you haven't yet, and yes, do subscribe. Okay, that on the way. That's basically about it, and also I'll show you the reverse camera. So once I switch on the light, there are physical buttons here that gets illuminated, and if you want to change the color, there is a setting. You go to car setting. I think this one is 000. It was just a hunch. I didn't know it didn't come with the manual, but I figured it out that it works. So
What genius.
yeah, it's okay. So you can change the illuminator color to whichever the color that suits your car. So normally I'll use white because it goes with the
Pink?
dashboard.
Pink?
Yeah. Okay. So my wife says pink, so yeah. And then you also have the voice control. I currently set it to Google, but I wouldn't say it's perfect, but yes, it works. I can show you to you as well. So there are some other settings that you can play around with. This one gives you to select the mic. So currently I have an external mic. So okay, then you have your volume control settings for the Bluetooth, then the screensaver, brightness, illumination, color. Yeah. So let me show you when I reverse. I have a bike at the back. Yeah. So it's pretty
And a dog.
responsive. And yeah, the radio works well. Its reception is really good. And there's also a screen off here. So when you press that, the screen is off, and if you tap on it, it comes back alive again. So yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, if you want to customize the physical buttons mapping, you can go to car settings, then enter SWC setting interface. So if you can see, mine is already set, so I can show you for an example. The volume plus button, you press the corresponding button that you need, so press like that, and then you press the plus button on your steering wheel, so it gets mapped. So you can see that. So there are two inputs. One is it detects the short press learning, and the other one is the represent long press, which means press and hold. So there are two functions that could be input using one button. So the talk here is a function that I have mapped, which launches the Google Assistant interface, I believe. Yes. So let me show you that. But it's not perfect, but sometimes it doesn't work. Let me try. Open radio. So it works.
Does it
You
work on
can
a
get-
Netflix show? Can you see? Can you try Netflix show?
I don't think so. What's the nearest gas station?
Here are the listings of the nearest gas station.
Yeah. So sometimes it is quite handy because you can just issue a voice command while you are driving. So it is handy, and also you can. Let me also try. Play Backstreet Boys songs on Spotify.
Songs by the Backstreet Boys include I Want It That Way, Everybody, Backstreet's Back, and 22 others.
Play Backstreet Boys on Spotify.
Sure.
It does take some time depending on the network connectivity, because I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi and the signal is not that great. So yeah, it will only give you the suggestion. Then you can play the video. Sorry, the audio. I think it's something related to network. So all in all, I can say it's a good player. Definitely better than the one that I was using earlier. My previous player was a no brand Chinese player that I bought about 1 year plus ago. I had a lot of issues. The radio wasn't working properly. The reception of the signal is very poor, and I also had an issue with the radio skipping channels when it has like in low reception areas. It was quite annoying because it's something like the primary function of the car player, so I hated that. And also it was very slow. This one, in comparison to my previous player, I'm really happy with the player. It's very responsive. As you can see, the apps they are quite fast. The opening times are much faster compared to my previous no brand Chinese player. And yes, it works really well. Gets the job done, and I had no issue with the GPS, the backup camera, no hangs as such. Yeah, so that's about it.